use 3.14 as an approximation of pi and solve the following word problems from geometry. Suppose that the circumference of a circle is 263.76. What is the diameter? So the equation for circumference is, in one version anyway, pi d. I like to think of this one as cherry pies are delicious. Cherry pies are delicious. Circumference equals pi d. Now, we are told in this problem that the circumference of the circle is 263.76. So I'm going to put that over here. 263.76 equals pi. We are told to use 3.14 as our decimal approximation to pi, and then d, diameter. I'm going to put that in green, different color, so we can distinguish this, because it'll be important in the next example. Okay. So in order to isolate d, we now just have to divide on both sides to figure out what the variable is. So divide by 3.14, divide by 3.14, and this would yield d, which will be isolated after we divide off the 3.14, will be equal to, and if probably want to use a calculator on this one, the decimals are a little bit painful, but the d comes out to be the number 84. So the diameter for this circle would be 84. Now I mentioned that there's sometimes more than one equation for circumference. This is circumference equals pi times the diameter. But what if you were asked to find the radius? The circumference of a circle is 12.56. What is the radius? There is an option of taking what we did before, and we found the diameter, and hopefully we know that the radius is half of the diameter, so we could just take half of the solution after using the other equation. But there is another equation floating around, or formula in the background, which is that the circumference is equal to 2 times pi times r. 2 pi r. This one is nice to remember along with the area formula, but that might cause confusion too, because that has the same symbols, but they're in a different order for the area. The area is pi r squared, circumference is 2 pi r. But at any rate, we can follow it in the same process as we did last time. We can now write in the circumference, which we know is 12.56, equals, then we can take 2 multiplied by pi, which we were told to think of as 3.14 as an approximation, and then put in the r. So we have 12.56 equals 2 times 3.14 multiplied by r. Now before I divide, for safety's sake, I am going to multiply together the 2 and the pi. So 12.56 equals 6.28 r, and then you can go do your division. The problem is if you try to divide by 2 and 3.14, because of order of operations, you may make a mistake in writing it in the calculator. So this is a safety measure in this video. Okay, so what's left over? R on the right hand side equals 12.56 divided by 6.28, which is the number 2. So in this case, the radius would be